Hey guys, this is an Edgy Veggie, formerly known as Choco Cow Cake. This is something new for me. I just wanted to have a video where I voice my opinion on what is wrong with the lower level comp in Overwatch. Jumping between Diamond and Silver between my accounts has really expanded some of my opinions on what the player base is really like, in terms of toxicity and really like, who falls into what category. And I'm sure a lot of people will either disagree, and that's fine. There are a lot of people out there who this doesn't apply to. But I just have some tips for those people who are, although talented at the game, might be attracting some of the bad attention, making it extremely hard to climb up the ranks. So I'll just dive into what I call the bronze attitude. Now, in games like Overwatch, where the focus is mostly on teamwork and less on personal performance, the developers like Blizzard force you to play an objective. If you want to climb, you can't just go for picks and break records and all that. You have to actually play the objective. I've divided your performance into three categories. And that's personal skill, teamwork and communication, and your actual attitude during a game. Now, personal skill is pretty self-explanatory. Can you play your role? Can you play your role well? Something like Moira mains who focus primarily on DPS, I see them fall more into the silver, maybe gold, bronze area. But if you have a Moira who can stay in the middle and know when to dive out to recharge their healing so that they can focus more on support, but also do a little bit of DPS. I've found a lot more support Moiras the further up you go. But I'm not going to focus on skill here because there's tons of videos by masters and grandmasters that'll they can give you tips and hints on how to boost your performance on that side. The other two things I want to talk about are communication and your attitude. Now, teamwork and communication is an area where people tend to really fall, and I get it. You're on attack, and one guy picks Torbjorn. We've all been there. But here's a little hint in dealing with them: don't insult them. You can't change what somebody plays or how somebody plays, so saying things like, oh, I guess we're throwing, we have an attack Torb, it's just going to build a barrier in communication, and it just adds to the spite of a team, and that'll really drag you down. And now that person is probably far more likely to throw based off the fact that they would rather lose the game than give concession to an asshole. Sorry, it's true. Along with this is also a spiting person who, if you don't like their pick, for example, and I see this mostly with like Genji, Hanzo, Widowmaker, Bastion, Torbjorn. So you see them pick it, and out of spite, you play against the comp. And even though they might not be playing with the comp, having an extra person, there's only 6 people on a team. If 2 of them are playing out of comp and you're doing it to spite them, you're not really proving a point. You're only proving that you do, in fact, belong in bronze. Now, this is a big one, and this is probably my biggest pet peeve, which is competing against your own team. And I'm looking at you. I have 3 golds. The person in chat who's always hounding people's golds, you're what I'm trying to get at here. The point of Overwatch is to win the match. Yes, it is important to watch people's roles so that if your DPS is slacking, you can encourage, not insult, them to do better, or perhaps switch roles. If they're not doing good on DPS, recommend that they switch to tank or support or mix it up or whatever. The point of the medal system isn't to put yourself into a position saying, quote, I'm carrying you, or what are you even doing? That's a bad attitude. That shit's obnoxious. I'm not gonna lie. It is what it is. So, and the last part I want to talk to is your actual attitude in a game or match. Now, attitude and communication go hand in hand, a lot of the times, most of the time. What I'm trying to focus on is the passive aggression in games, again, between your team. Also, insulting the other team, probably not gonna, help a lot. So things like saying GG after you don't push a payload all the way, or you lose one capture point, and that just all it does. I call that a throwing attitude, because all you've really done now is passive aggressively told your team that they're not doing good enough and that the other team is better. So the game is basically decided. And instead of mitigating, what the issues are within your team, you're just admitting defeat extremely early, and it doesn't help. It's a throwing attitude, and I've been in games where as soon as somebody says that, it takes the winds out of your sails, and you just whatever. If they're not gonna try, why am I gonna try thing? So those are some of the things that I think facilitate a bronze attitude, and I really hope that if these things apply to you, you take the steps towards making the game a more relaxed place, more upbeat, less toxic, and remember that squelching chat and muting is always an option in case you encounter somebody with the bronze attitude. I mean I use that quite regularly. If somebody on my team is being harsh or overcritical, I'll squelch them. And you know what? Honestly, a lot of the times it actually boosts my performance, not having that being yelled at me or somebody else. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I might continue to do videos like this where I offer assistance or But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you no longer have a bronze attitude. Thanks, guys.